All of the coaches are very kind and understanding and give really good advice. What to share most is that I've been there, and there's people out there who are willing to help you. Better to get some help while you can before things end up getting worse.
What is going on, Reboot team? Reboot Hero 2, Chris here with somebody very special, somebody who I have seen personally grow with the strides that he's made and just the check-in calls that he and I have had. I am humbled to be able to speak to somebody who has been implementing the system and certainly making strides. I'm here with Mr. Levi. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well today. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you making the time. I want to know all about your experience that you've had in the Reboot group so far, but I want to start from the very beginning. Seems like a good place to start. How did you first discover the Reboot group?
I first discovered it through YouTube.
Through the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Got it, got it. So, what was it about the YouTube channel, or what was it about JK that made you say, you know what, I think I want to join his group?
It was just all the extra information that he gave, and the calmness about him. It was really useful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So there's the moment where you're like, okay, the information JK is talking about, it's really useful to me. What was the moment like when you finally joined the group? Like, if you can kind of go back in time and think about that moment when you finally said, all right, let's do this for real. Like, what finally pushed you to join the group?
I had a conversation on Instagram through one of the recruiters, G10, and we talked for a bit, and I decided to join after he appreciated one of my answers to one of his questions and gave me a reality check about looking into the future and still having the problem. And I did not like that idea, so I joined.
GT has a knack for giving brothers a reality check, but sometimes we need that, you know?
Yes.
And GT was my reboot strategist, so I certainly know a thing or two about those GT reality checks. But that's great, man. So you spoke with one of our reboot strategists, and then you joined the group. And I'm curious, what has been your experience in the group so far? Let's start with the Facebook group. You know, what's your experience been like with the Facebook group and the program?
The Facebook group is useful, and there's a lot of information that you're able to look up in the group, and all the brothers there are very supportive and useful. I am still getting comfortable with being accountable, but they are very good.
That's cool, man. And I appreciate you saying that, you know, it's still something that you're growing comfort in, and that's okay. You know, like we're all in a different part of our journey, and there's never any judgment ever. And whenever he's being very humble right now, but you're always sharing about your physical reboot capital, like your workouts and stuff like that. And I know that that's a passion of yours. Why is that so important to you?
And I just really enjoy CrossFit and showing my progress. I really like CrossFit and the community and the variety of workouts. And yeah.
No, it's inspirational stuff. Certainly keep on sharing. We love to see that progress. How do you think focusing on your physical health has helped you in your reboot?
It has helped me with feeling better throughout the day. When I don't go to CrossFit, later in the day I will feel like I have a built up energy that I need to release, and I'm not going to CrossFit or walking my dogs doesn't help.
Yeah. So it's awesome to have that outlet that helps you in your reboot. Really, really good stuff, dude. I want to know about your experience with the coaching calls. What has that been like for you?
The coaching calls are very good and very helpful. All of the coaches are very kind and understanding and give really good advice.
Nice. Yeah, I can totally agree. Is there a coaching call that's stuck out more to you as far as it being really valuable to you?
I think the one that sticks out to me the most right now is Coach Milan is challenging all of these different beliefs that I have and beliefs that are not true. I know that they are not true, and working on them so that I will have different beliefs.
And on that same note, we talk about, yeah, I mean, you know this, like we talk about limiting self-beliefs in the group all the time. How has that helped you out in your reboot process?
It has made me realize that things are different from what they seem, mostly.
Yeah, keep going with that.
Um, and I'm thinking.
That's okay. You say that, sometimes our thoughts are different than what they might seem. Coach Milan, talks about, your limiting self-beliefs a lot. You know,
Yes.
basically let's ask it a different way. Like why is it so important to kind of find what types of thoughts are helpful for us and which aren't?
I think is important to know what's true and know what's not true and what seems like it's true but it's really not true.
Can't be mad at that. Good
Yeah.
stuff. So also in this program, we have access to a ton of modules that JK shares and creates, himself, talking about different tools, different uh, ideas that can help you out in your reboot process. Is there a tool that you've learned about that's been really helpful for you while in the program?
I think if I had to choose one tool, it would probably be the feelings exercise, or write about what you were feeling and why you're feeling it and processing it.
Why is that tool proven to be so important to you?
It's just getting it onto paper and helping you realize what you're feeling and how to deal with that. And it's like not the end of the world if it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, no, I like the way you worded that. It's not the end of the world if what you're feeling kind of makes you uncomfortable. A lot of what we do is being able to sit with what we're feeling without it kind of taking over, right? So that's really cool. What's another tool that's proven to be helpful for you?
Uh, yeah, irrational and rational beliefs is also really useful. Writing all of that down.
Why has that been able to help you out so much?
It's just pen to paper and physically seeing what's rational and what's not, and what's true and what seems true and what's really true.
Yeah, like we said before, like being able to tell the thoughts that are helpful for you and which thoughts are, maybe coming from what we would call your addict subpersonality. So that's really cool, man. I'm curious as to how you found yourself growing or changing, compared to when you first joined the group. How would you say that you've changed or improved compared to when you first joined?
I kind of still feel like I'm at the beginning, but I think using the feelings exercise and knowing that I'm not alone and that there are beliefs that I need to challenge is a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, having that sense of awareness of, first of all, what am I feeling? What am I thinking? And how is this affecting the way I operate, So that sense of awareness is a really, I'm proud of you, man. That's a really great win. But with that in mind, man, there's a question that I like to ask brothers when I have a call like them like this. Basically, if you could imagine you're talking to somebody and they share with you in this conversation that they're really struggling, when it comes to types of behaviors that you had struggled with for a time, right? And they're not really knowing what to do and how to help themselves, and they're suffering in silence in a way that you and I know about very well. knowing what you know now and having learned what you've learned so far, is there anything that you would want to share with that person?
I think what I would want to share most is uh, that I've been there, and that there is people out there who are willing to help you, and where you can be safe and there's no judgment, and that there is beliefs, and there's all different types of help, and the elevated recovery with JK is one of those options.
That's awesome, man. You beat me to it. I was eventually going to ask, so follow-up question, would you recommend this program?
Yes.
Sweet, man. And I mean it. I'm so glad that you have found over time, like you said, you're still growing in this area, but I want to say that I'm really proud of you for the progress you've made as far as putting yourself out there more and asking more questions and sharing more about your life and what you're thinking about and what you're going through. And it goes a long way. It might seem small, but it truly does go a long way. So, sincerely, man, to be able to see you compared to when you first joined to where you're at now, we're always growing in different ways, but
Mhm.
I'm really proud of you for the progress you've made so far.
Thanks.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. But before we say goodbye, man, is there anything else that you might want to share to somebody that might be watching this or listening that might be on the fence about whether or not to join the program, for example? Is there anything, again, knowing what you know now and having grown the way you have so far, is there anything you'd want to share to somebody like that?
Well, besides all of what they teach you, it's also a little expensive, but the it has helped me with the budgeting, and also in different areas of my life. And I think that for personal things like this, that it's better to get some help while you can before things end up getting worse.
We say it all the time in this group, it's more than just the porn group, you know? And that might have been one of the first reasons why we wanted to reach out and seek help in the beginning. But like you said, like there is help to be found in other areas in your life too, beyond just our history of compulsive behaviors.
Yes.
So I'm really glad that you found that help and you're continuing to find that help. And take it from Levi, if he can do it, so can you. So Levi, thank you so much for your time again. I really appreciate you, man.